Most of us think of St. Patrick on March 17th, or anytime we see a shamrock. But have you ever wondered what it was like in Ireland back in the 5th century? And perhaps who St. Patrick was hanging out with? Well, now's your opportunity to step into the role of a saint on a mission to get the people of Ireland on board with Christianity and Banish the Snakes, which was designed by Kevin McPartland and Jerry Shiles and published by GMT Games, who sponsored this video. Hi everyone, my name is Candace Harris from Board Game Geek. We've got some convincing and converting to do in Ireland, so let's get this game down to the table to go a little more in focus on Banish the Snakes. Banish the Snakes is a cooperative board game where 1 to 6 players take on the role of saints trying to convert people from paganism to Christianity in 5th century Ireland. The game board shows a map of Ireland with 4 provinces filled with wooden blocks representing the people, druids, chiefs, kings, and the High King at Tara. Each player has their own player mat and a saint card with its own special ability. At the start of each player's turn, you'll draw and resolve an event card. The arrow on the right side of the previous event card, or the key card, indicates which event you'll resolve on the current event card. After resolving the event, the key card from the previous round is moved to the discard pile, and the current card you just resolved moves to the key card space. There are a variety of different events which are all historically based and impact the saints, as well as the overall state of the game. There are even some events that are keeper cards, such as saints that you'll tuck under your player mat, which may come into play if your saint dies. When an event card advances paganism in Great Britain, you'll advance the paganism marker accordingly. When it reaches the Scotland, Strathclyde, or England pagan boxes, that particular region converts to paganism, and you'll shuffle the corresponding region's event cards into the event deck. After you resolve an event, you can take a number of actions based on your saint's zeal level in areas where your saint pawn is located. You can move your saint to an adjacent area, you can build a new church in an empty druid location, and you can improve a church, which is helpful for one of the most important actions you'll perform in Banish the Snakes, attempting to convert people, druids, and leaders to Christianity. Each people, druid, and leader block has a base influence level, and in most cases their influence is increased as a result of their superior's influence. Their combined influence level plus any modifiers will determine the minimum result you'll need to roll to avoid a failed conversion attempt. You'll roll a die, and if the result is greater than the minimum result needed, your conversion attempt is successful. If your die result is equal to the minimum result needed, then there's no effect. And unfortunately, if you roll a value less than the minimum result needed, your conversion attempt fails and you lose a zeal. On top of that, if you failed to convert a druid, then you have to place a dolmen marker, which is a negative modifier for future conversion attempts in that area. When your saint's zeal reaches the last box on the zeal track, your saint has died, and you'll remove the saint card from the game and place a randomly selected grave marker where the saint's pawn is located. If the saint has a keeper card saint, that saint becomes active. Otherwise, flip your player mat over and your pawn now represents an acolyte of your original saint. Banish the Snakes can end in one of 4 ways. If every people block in Ireland is on its Christian flock side, congrats, the game ends and you and your team have achieved a full victory. Otherwise, if the paganism in Great Britain marker reaches the game ends box, if the event deck runs out of cards, or if any acolyte zeal track reaches the last space, the game ends and you'll calculate points to see how you and your team did. Banish the Snakes is an excellent and very accessible cooperative game that feels different in a good way. It has this nice balance of having very straightforward actions combined with a wealth of challenging decisions driven by the historical event cards, which also makes the unique theme shine. The simplicity of the actions keeps your head out of the rulebook and keeps you engaged in the game so you can focus on playing strategically. And beyond that, the art, components, and presentation are really well done, which further enhances the experience of playing it. If Banish the Snakes sounds like a game you'd enjoy, be sure to check out its page on Board Game Geek or the GMT Games website to learn more. I'm Candace Harris from Board Game Geek, and we just went in focus on Banish the Snakes. Have a great day.